Hello everyone. I welcome all the students who have got promoted to the third year. In this semester, I am going to deal with the geotechnical engineering. Geotechnical engineering. Here, what we are going to do? We are going to deal with the soil. We are going to study about the properties of the soil. So here, the name of this other name of geotechnical engineering is soil mechanics. So see here. Introduction to the geotechnical engineering, what they are telling, why you should study geotechnical engineering, or who needs a foundation engineer. Anyway, so what we are doing here, what is the need of studying the soil? What is the need of the studying the soil? So what we are doing, whatever the construction we will be doing, whatever the structure we will be constructing, at that moment what we will be having, we will be having the superstructure, we will be having the superstructure and substructure. So at that moment, for example, if any earthquake occurs, what happens? Whatever the structure is there, it starts collapsing from the superstructure. It won't collapse suddenly, right? It won't collapse suddenly. What happens? It starts shaking from the ground level, but it starts collapse from the upper part. So upper part is known as the superstructure, and below part, which is under the ground level, that is known as the substructure. And whenever the load is applied on your structure, first the load will be applied on your slab, and that slab, whatever the load is there, that is distributed on the beams, and that will be applied on your columns. From that it will go to the plinth, then after it will be going to your substructure. What substructure will be consisting? It will be consisting footings. So at that moment, whatever the load is there, that will be transferred to the footings. Whatever the load transferring on the footings, that load will be again transferred to the soil strata. So here the main one is the soil. So here, for that purpose, for constructing any construction like buildings, roads, right, heavy structures means wherever, for example, the loose soils. Next we are going to study about the types of soils only, right? So heavy structures that are going to sustain on your soil only. For that purpose, we need to study about the soil. So here the soil mechanics, the father of soil mechanics is here. Father of soil mechanics is Carl Terzaghi. He is the father of the soil mechanics. So here, even in the 5th unit, you have the Terzaghi's problems also. On the theory of Terzaghi's, you will be having the problems also. So here, the first unit, what we are going to deal, in the first unit we will be dealing with the origin of the soil, classification of the origin of the soil, right? Next we will be dealing with the properties of the soil, and next we will be dealing with the classification of soil, and fourth we will be dealing with the phases of the soil, right? Phases of the soil. Here in the first unit you have some numerical problems also, that are here. The 5th one, you will be having the relation between different types of properties, of the soil, So see here what he is asking, why you should study geotechnical engineering. So I have already told you, whatever the load is there, that is completely going to transfer to your soil strata. So at that moment we need to study, or who needs a foundation engineer anyway. Foundation means what again you will be doing? You people know it very well. In the Gulf countries, whatever the soil, whatever the sand it is available, it will not sustain our whatever the construction you will be directly, the load which is transferred, that cannot be sustained by the Gulf countries. Whatever the soil that is present there, that cannot be sustaining that one. So at that moment we will be using the different techniques in the foundation engineering. Foundation engineering you will be studying in the, that is a sequel subject of soil mechanics that you will be studying in your final year. So here see, what is the geotechnical engineering? Application of civil engineering to the earth and material. So here what we are taking? Soil, rock and groundwater. So here the term called rock you have taken. Now you tell me please, from where you will be getting the soil? First you people please tell me from where you will be getting the soil. Can you tell me where we will be getting the soil? So see here, the disintegration of rock, from there only we will be getting the soil, right? Disintegration of water only we will be getting disintegration of the rock only we will be getting the soil. Whatever the heavy rocks you will be seeing that, so rock, what will be happening? It will become into the small particles and it will become a soil. It will take several years of time. So it is not a process of 1 or 2 days. It is a process of several years. So see here, what is the difference between the soil and the dirt? So here what they are telling here, if you can grow food in it, get paid to analyze it, or get college credit for playing with it, it's soil. Otherwise it's dirt. So see here, the particle size of the soil is different and the particle size of the dirt is different. So you cannot construct one building on the dirt. You cannot construct the building on a dirt, because the dirt will not be having that much capability and that much, it will not be capturing that much place. When you will be going with the soil will be having some shape. If we give it that will be taking some shape. So see here, next one, the branches of geotechnical engineering: soil mechanics, rock mechanics, foundation engineering, geo-environmental engineering, geotechnical earthquake engineering and geological engineering. We will be studying soil mechanics and foundation engineering. So see here, no need of this. So listen everyone, for the soil mechanics you please follow for the geotechnical engineering please follow the author K.L. Arora or B.C. Punmiya. Here soil mechanics will be consisting of 50% theory and 50% numerical. K.L. Arora is the best for the soil mechanics. And here these are the properties of the soil: homogeneous and heterogeneous. So see here, soil is a heterogeneous. So here, why they are telling soil is heterogeneous? Because the soil will be linked with one particle to another particle. There it will be consisting of a void ratio. If you are going with the homogeneous, there will be a there will be much space for flowing of the water, that we will be dealing here. So first we will go with the types of soils which are formed by the disintegration of the rock. So first in the types of soil, write down types of soil. First one is the glacial. So glacial itself indicates that it is formed due to the transportation of the ice. It is formed due to the transportation of the ice. Before that, I would like to tell you guys about two terms. One is called residual and one more is called, this is called transported by ice. Here we will be having two terms. Called residual and transported. So here residual and transported, it's what is nothing but the residual and transported. So see here, this is the parent rock. This is called parent rock. Whenever the disintegration or whenever the weathering occur, whatever the small particles are disintegrated here, some particles will be settled down here only. Some particles will be settled down here. Some particles will be moving here. So what we will be telling, wherever the parent rock is there, whenever the particles get settled down at there itself, then that is known as the residual soil, and here it is known as the transported soil. So this is the difference between the residual soil and transported soil. So please note down it, everyone. So I request all the students to please maintain the note. So here I think you people have understood what is nothing but the residual and what is nothing but the transported. So right. So in the types of soil, the first soil is called glacial soil. So you please tell me in which areas you will be finding the transported of whatever the soil is there which is transported by the ice. So here wherever the ice is, you can see the ice. Best example is Kashmir. Right? Second one, alluvial soil. Second one is alluvial soil. What is alluvial soil? You please tell me. The alluvial soil mostly available in the UP and Bihar, or else we will be having the East Godavari and West Godavari. When we comes to our South Indian, you will be having this type of soil in the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, right? Kerala, wherever the river is there, the origin of the river is there, it is transported by the water. And it is mostly available at the East Godavari UP, Bihar. Right, in UP, Bihar you can find Narmada and Ganga. Third one is the lacustrine soil. It is available where? Lacustrine soil, LCUSTRINE, lacustrine soil, which is mostly available in the still water in lake, where means the fresh water which is found in the lake. There you will be finding the perfect example. Here will be where you will be finding this will be in the Madhya Pradesh. When we will go to the north. And next, fourth one is marine soil. The name itself indicates that this soil will be available at the Coastal areas. Available in the coastal areas means it is this soil is found in the sea. So now tell me, where are the beaches available? Where are the seas are available? At that areas you can find the marine soil. The best example here is Tamil Nadu, right? Andhra Pradesh. So mostly in Andhra Pradesh you will be having the black cotton soil. Andhra Pradesh, wherever the coastal areas are there you can find the marine soil. So right. Next one is the alluvial soil. AEO-LINE. Alluvial soil. So now tell me, what is nothing but the alluvial soil. So alluvial soil mostly transported due to wind. Transported due to wind means, now tell me, due to the wind, where the sand dunes are formed. Sand dunes. What is nothing but the sand dunes? These are mostly available in the desert areas. Which is the Thar desert. You can tell here it is available in the Rajasthan also. So why we are studying about the different types of soil? Whenever we will going before the construction, first we will be studying about the soil properties. That soil can sustain the load or not. Without sustaining the load, your structure will not be stable. It starts collapsing if the soil bearing capacity is low. Before constructing any structure, first we will be finding the bearing capacity of your soil. The bearing capacity of soil is most important, right? Sixth one is Lewis soil. So now tell me, what is nothing but the Lewis soil? The same Lewis soil can be transported by the wind. It is called silt. So now tell me the size of the silt. You people will be studying the sizes of the sand, sizes of the silts in your transportation lab, whenever you are going for the concrete structures also, concrete slab, and in that also you will be studying about the sizes of the silts. In that you will be having the silt. So silt here, the property of good property of the silt is that it will be consisting of the cementitious properties. Cementitious properties. So what we will be doing? Cementitious properties means it will be sticking here. But one disadvantage is that whenever it becomes wet, what it will happen? It starts losing its cementitious properties and get collapse, right? So please note down, everyone. Please maintain the notes, right? Here you can see the best example for the geotechnical projects. So geotechnical projects, what we will be doing here? We will be studying first we will be laying the foundation for any construction. I have already told you, the complete load will be distributed and the complete stresses will be distributed to the soil only. So next soil is colluvial soil. Next soil is colluvial soil. So now here see everyone, the colluvial soil is formed due to the gravity. Formed due to the gravity means there you can see the steepy areas. there you can see the steepy areas, the most of the whatever the rocks are there, that will be falling down due to the gravity and forming into the smaller particles that will disintegrate and form in the form of soil. This will be mostly you will be seeing in the hilly areas. Hilly means steepy areas, where Dehradun is the perfect example for that. So right, next one is the marl soil. The marl soil itself indicates that in this soil you will be finding a more percentage of the calcium carbide, carbonate. You will be finding the calcium carbonate due to the decay of plants and the animals. After decaying there will be a bones, right? The disintegration of the bones will form this marl soil. Calcium carbonate percentage will be more, right? Next one is the bentonite soil. Bentonite soil, it is the best example for the residual soil. What I have told you, it will be available exactly at the parental rock. So it will be settling where the disintegration will be occurring. Bentonite soil, where you will be taking volcanic eruptions will be occurring, right? After the volcanic eruptions you will be getting the ash, so that will be forming into the clay. Right? That you can see in the clay form. Here it will be having the high plasticity. Due to this you will be having the high shrinkage also. So it will be mostly used for drilling operations. Everyone please note down and make the note. So right, next soil is black cotton soil. Most important soil, and it is available mostly in the Andhra region. The black cotton soil, the name itself indicates that the soil will be in a black color. The most of the Andhra regions, they will be finding a black cotton soil. The black cotton soil is very good for growing the crops, and it is not that suitable for structures, and that is not that suitable for the construction purpose. Right here, the percentage of the mount, it is also known as the Mount Morolite soil. Right here you will be having a high swelling, around 20% of the India, 20% of total India, you will be finding black cotton soil. You people can see this in a coastal areas, right? So next one is the laterite soil. Right, next type is laterite soil. So laterite soil mostly available in the red color due to the accumulation of iron oxide iron oxide and aluminum oxide. Iron oxide and aluminum oxide. So iron oxide, you people everyone know that the heavy amount of iron oxide will give the red color. Right, this type of soils will be available in the Eastern Ghats, Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. So last type of soil is organic soil. Next and last type of soil is organic soil. Right, there are two types of organic soils which are organic soil. Organic soil you will be having a first one is muck soil. Muck soil is a mixture of inorganic and organic decomposition. Inorganic and organic decomposition. Next one is the peat soil. Peat soil is nothing but, for example, if you are taking the wastage of the vegetables, all the vegetables, for example, you will be having a keera, carrot, that, or what the wastage of that vegetables, what you will be taking, take it together and dump somewhere. After some days, after several days, what you will be finding? You will be finding a soil. So that soil is known as the peat soil. It is a vegetative matter. Right? These both are the organic soils and it is known as the cumulative soil. Right? Next soil is loam soil. Next soil is loam soil. Next soil is loam soil. Loam soil is nothing but the mixture of loam soil. It is a mixture of silt plus clay plus sand. Next these are all the types of the soils. These are all the types of the soils. Next we will be studying the geological cycle of soil. Please take down the types of the soil first. Next topic is about the geological cycle of soil. Right? How your soil is getting formed by the disintegration of the soil. See here it is the rock. So rock will be getting weathering. Weathering will be of two types. One is physical weathering and one more is chemical weathering. Right? How the physical weathering will be occurring? Physical weathering will be naturally it will be occurring. Chemical weathering will be the cause will be occurred by the human behavior. So right, next one will be the transportation. Next one will be the transportation and next one will be the upheaval and so see here what is nothing but the upheaval. So I write the disintegration of rock will be like this. So rock will be like this. At this moment, what will be happening? The soil will be moving like this. So see here. So automatically the soil will be settling here. The soil will be settling here. Here automatically what will be happening? The formation of soil will be getting increased. So increase at that moment what will be happening? Upheaval. Upheaval will be occurring here. Upheaval will be occurring here means I have already told you at this moment what will be happening? Residual soil will be available immediately at the down of the parent rock, and here it will be a transported soil. Whenever the soil getting transported, there will be the increasing of the settlement of the soil. Here it will be occurring. So at that moment the upheaval will be, the term called upheaval will be occurring here. So upheaval, again what will be happening? Whatever the soil, whatever it will be forming a rock, again it will be weathering will be occur. The process will be continuous. It is not the process of the 1 or 2 days. It will be the several year process. So this is the geological cycle of the soil. So right, first we will be having the parental rock. Parental rock, from there the weathering will be occurring. The weathering will be of physical or chemical weathering, right? Physical or chemical weathering. Whatever the soil deposited here, that can be carried out. Some of the soils will be presented here. That soils are known as the residual soil, and some soils are transported by wind or the water or ice. First we have discussed about the glacial soil. That glacial soil will be transported due to the ice. So right, the transportation will be occur like that. Then wherever the transportation of the soil gets, there again the rock will be forming and increasing. Settlement of the soil will starts increasing, and that will form again a rock, and that will again start forming the rock, and that again the cycle will be running. This is for this. That's all for this class. In next class we will be discussing about the three phases of the soil, right? So this is for the first class, the classification of the soil and the types of the soil. Thank you.